This is the Paltalk News Network.
The views expressed are solely those of the speaker and not necessarily those of Paltalk.com, AVM Software, or its advertisers.
News Talk is online. News Talk Online, a production of Paltalk.com, the largest multimedia interactive program on the internet with more than 4 million unique users on demand on iTunes and on YouTube. And on my blog, GaryBaumgarten.com, where you're encouraged to post your comments. Whether you agree with yours truly or not, no retribution. And thanks for our good friends at CRN Digital Talk Radio. We're syndicated to an additional 12 million households. I am your host, Gary Baumgarten. I welcome you to the show. A couple of programming notes on the 7th of January. Make It Pro TV at 8 o'clock New York time. Michelle Granger, the softball Olympic gold medal champion pitcher, will be here. She's got the lowest ERA of anybody you've ever met, male or female, professional or amateur, ever. If you go to makeitpro.com and log in, it's a free registration, and go to Michelle's profile, and then write on her wall a nice little note or a question for the show. You qualify for an upgraded Paltalk nickname and or a limited edition Make It Pro t-shirt. Remember to make it pro. You guys know Vinnie Parco? You know the show Parco PI, which used to be on Court TV and is now syndicated internationally? Parco PI. Vinnie Parco, who was a guest here on this show, will be doing a regular program starting the second Tuesday in the month of January. That's January the 12th at 8 o'clock New York time every Tuesday. I'm really looking forward to it. He's got these hot women that he sends out as operatives when he gets female clients who believe their significant other or spouse may be cheating on them. And these gals kind of, try to capture the attention of their beloved to see whether they get them to stray or not. It's pretty controversial. But Vinny promises to bring some of those ladies on the show as well. So, guys, if you're thinking on cheating on your significant other or spouse, you want to come to Parco PI on Paltalk.com so that you can check out what the women look like so you won't be fooled by them. Although Vinny says he's not too worried about it. He says men are dogs, and they generally, when these women go out to do their undercover work, generally the men don't look at their faces anyway. That's what he told me today at lunch. Our guest today to talk about a more serious issue is Judge Eugene Hyman, Hyman. He is recognized around the world as an expert on ending domestic abuse and juvenile crime. I've been wanting to bring Judge Hyman on the show for the longest time. Our schedules just haven't meshed all the time. But in light of some of the things that have happened recently in the news with some celebrities involved in what I consider one of the most reprehensible types of crimes that can occur, and that is domestic abuse, I had to track him down and ask him on this New Year's Eve, could he break away from his preparing to celebrate the ringing of the end of the new year to join us here today, and he agreed to. Judge Eugene Hyman, welcome to News Talk Online on the Paltalk News Network.
Thank you so much for your invitation to join you today, and Happy New Year to all of your listeners.
Happy New Year to you. The only good thing that I see coming out of a case, Judge, like Rihanna and Chris Brown and Charlie Sheen, is that it takes a problem that happens in society and brings it out of the shadows and puts it into the light of day, because we don't really talk very much about domestic violence except when we're trying to peer through the windows of the celebrities' homes where it is occurring. But the important thing to me about this is that it is proof that domestic violence occurs across all stratas of our socioeconomically diverse society.
You're 100% correct, and I agree with you that that if the potential benefit from this tragedy is that there is hope, or I have hope, and others that are involved in trying to reverse this trend, that as a result of the publicity that happens as a result of these instances, that others who are not as financially situated will realize that they're not alone, they're not unique, and that there's help out there for them, and that they can be safe for themselves, safe for their children, and that they can get on and have good lives.
One of the things, and I'm somewhat familiar with this issue because you're probably familiar with the organization CAVNet, Communities Against Violence Network, here in the United States, which is, I guess I'm told, the largest repository of information about domestic violence. People in your field use CAVNet resources to exchange information with one another. And for a while, Mark Dubin, the former Justice Department attorney who runs that organization, was on Paltalk to talk to people and not to counsel them, but to tell them what resources were available in their various communities. And it was shocking to me the number of people who came forward from our community of 4 million, so many people who have been victimized by this problem. But I thought that in the United States, and please correct me, Judge Hyman, if I'm wrong about this, that there was some kind of federal law that called for a uniform response by law enforcement to domestic violence situations, so that the police officer becomes the complainant, not the victim, so that the suspect, when he typically, or occasionally she, is released from jail, doesn't become enraged against the person he already victimized and attack her again. Am I correct about that?
Well, I think what you're talking about is, number one, mandatory arrest policies. Two, assuming that the officer has probable cause to believe that domestic violence incident occurred, and that the person arrested is the perpetrator of that. And then you're talking about mandatory prosecution policies, where the victim cannot request that the case be dropped or the case be dismissed. And then you're talking about trainings that have been offered and assisted by federal monies through the Violence Against Women Act to develop what is referred to as victimless prosecution. That is, that it's the goal, certainly with respect to misdemeanors, that they be able to prosecute it without the victim